let us bring our attention to this particular chart, the breakdown, age-wise. Now, I highlighted the aspects which are quite interesting. Now, we're looking at the consumption of extra virgin olive oil, primarily because it's cold pressed, so it has a higher natural nutrient composition. So we look at this, look at the ages of 40, now look at the ages of 70 and 80. Now keep in mind this particular study started in 2005 and ended in 2022. So looking at 17 years. So here we have this study, and look at how many more grams of that healthy fat are consumed in the older part of this chart. Also, too, an interesting note, even though there's a higher consumption of this fat, 9 calories per gram, look at the caloric intake between the age groups, even though you could have as high as 44 grams a day of extra virgin olive oil. Now, this was a study done in relation to the Mediterranean diet, as researchers wanted to basically elucidate what may be one element that brings the best results to the game, especially in association with healthy aging. So let us get right into the study as follows. Effective intake of extra virgin olive oil on mortality in a Southern Italian cohort with and without NAFLD. Now, an interesting side note too is those that had NAFLD, non-alcoholic fatty liver disease, had even a greater impact at lesser amounts of extra virgin olive oil, starting at about 30 grams per day, 31 grams. To proceed, extra virgin olive oil is the main source of seasoning fat in the Mediterranean diet, and is one of the components with known protective factors on chronic degenerative disease. They aim to evaluate the effect of a medium-high level or medium to high level of oil consumption on mortality in a cohort with good adherence to the Mediterranean diet. Looked at 2,754 individuals. And this was the multi-center Italian study on cholelithiasis, mycol, and without non-alcoholic fatty liver disease. To reiterate, the protective effect was stronger in the sub-cohort of those that had NAFLD, especially for the highest levels of extra virgin olive oil consumption. Just to conclude on the abstract, the study has shown a protective effect of EVOO consumption toward all causes of mortality. Despite the higher caloric intake, the protective power is greater for consumption of greater than 40 grams. I know you see DI, it alludes to day, in both the overall cohort and the sub-cohorts with and without non-alcoholic fatty liver disease. Now look at a few of the highlights of the study. To proceed, the polyphenols present in EVOO possess anti-inflammatory, antioxidant, neuroprotective, cardioprotective, anti-cancer, anti-obesity, anti-diabetic, antimicrobial, and anti-steatotic effects. Again, there's basically your references. The composition and phenolic concentration in EVOO depend on several factors, such as the specific type of tree cultivar, the climatic and growing conditions, the grade of maturity of the I would say drupes, correct me, please, at harvesting, and the extraction methods. EVOO, unlike other olive oils, is always obtained by cold mechanical extraction and is characterized by this high concentration of antioxidant, anti-inflammatory, and anti-proliferative bioactive components and a low percentage of free fatty acids. Henceforth, the benefits from the polyphenols above, antioxidant, neuroprotective, cardioprotective, so on and so forth. Highlight number 2. In the without non-alcoholic fatty liver disease cohort, they observed a statistically significant effect for EVOO consumption at greater than 40 grams per day. In the NAFLD subcohort, those with non-alcoholic fatty liver disease subcohort, statistically significant effects were observed at a much lower rate, 31 grams to 40 grams a day, and for 40 grams a day per se. Overall, mortality is higher and the low consumption group compared to the high consumption group for all ages after 70 years, and the gap grows with age. So we're not just looking at the potential to extend life expectancy, but also at the exact same time, the very precious healthy aging aspect of living longer and healthier as well. Highlight 3. In terms of biological mechanisms, the beneficial effects of extra virgin olive oil on human health are attributed to the antioxidant, kind of reiterating, lipid lowering, anti-inflammatory, anti-aggregating, anti-atherogenic, microbiota improving, and insulin modulating properties. Our results support, quoting of course, the evidence that the consumption of EVOO greater than 40 grams a day produces a protective effect against many chronic degenerative diseases, which has repercussions for reduction in overall mortality. Again, we allude back to the healthy aging aspects of not just living longer, but living better. To proceed, conclusion. Our study, quoting, showed a protective effect of extra virgin olive oil consumption towards all cause of mortality. Despite the higher caloric intake, 9 calories per gram, the protective power is greater for consumption at greater than 40 grams a day. In both the overall cohort and the subcohorts, with and without non-alcoholic fatty liver disease. Quoting, our results therefore support the advice to take at least 40 grams a day of high quality, henceforth cold pressed, higher beneficial compounds, extra virgin olive oil within a varied and balanced diet such as a med diet in the healthy population and in the population affected by NALFD in the absence of health contraindications. So what you have here is an incredible tool. So as they began to look at the beneficial effects of many of the components of the med diet, they honed in straight on that extra virgin olive oil. And they noticed the correlation. Again, I'm not saying causal, but you'll notice strong correlation because EVOO can be seen kind of as causal to some aspect because of its other health benefits. But to the strong correlation here, wow, what a dramatic effect of just basically doing nothing more than pouring a little bit of EVOO on your favorite food, close to adhering to a Mediterranean type like diet. And so simple this one particular addition can be to maintaining and yielding many potentially healthy years, as well as adding to the flavor of your favorite foods. Again, gratitude to the researchers. I am humbled you watch and look forward to see what you and I share next week, and look forward to seeing you all next time. See you then, and bye.